Good morning, viewers. You are welcome to this presentation on Punarnabha, which is also known as Varsabhu in Ayurveda. Varsha refers to rainy season, Bhu means which originates. Varsabhu that grows or rejuvenates again in rainy season is Varsabhu or Punarnabha. The scientific name is Boerhaavia diffusa Linn. Boerhaavia diffusa is a species of flowering plant in the 4 o'clock family, which is commonly known as Punarnabha. Meaning of Punarnabha is which rejuvenates or renews the body in Ayurveda is called Punarnabha. The leaves of Boerhaavia diffusa are often used as a green vegetable in many parts of India. Here you can see the Boerhaavia diffusa plant. You can see the sub-opposite phyllotaxy. The identification criteria goes like one leaf will be larger than the other. Now see the distribution of Punarnabha. It is found in all the states of India along with the Pacific Islands and states like Alabama, Georgia, etc. Now the botanical classification, the biological name of Boerhaavia diffusa kingdom is Plantae. It comes from the division Magnoliophyta, class Magnoliopsida. Order belongs to Caryophyllus. Its family is Nyctaginaceae and the genus is Boerhaavia. The species is diffusa. So the name goes like Boerhaavia diffusa, and it was named by Carolus Linnaeus. So the surname goes like Linn. The name of the scientist Carolus Linnaeus. Boerhaavia diffusa Linn. Now see, the plant is a perennial herb from a fusiform root. The stem is prostrate, decumbent or ascending, 4 to 10 centimeter long. It's rather to be said as slender, divaricately branched. The leaves are opposite or sub-opposite in nature. Two of a node are unequal, broadly ovate and suborbicular, obtuse to rounded or subquartate at the base. The flowers occurs in pedunculate, glomerulate clusters arranged in slender, long-stalked axillary or terminal corymbs. Now, the fruit is ovoid or sub-ellipsoid, rounded above, slightly cuneate below. Broadly and bluntly, it will be five-ribbed, very glandular throughout the body. Flowering and fruiting is throughout the year in Indian conditions. Here you can see in the picture there are two Punarnabha. The first one is Boerhaavia diffusa and second one is Trianthema potulicastrum. Both these varieties are available in Assam as well as India. Now let us have a look at the chemical constituents of it. There is a water-soluble alkaloid called punarnavine. Some amount of potassium is available in the ash especially. Boerhavic acid is there. Borbaxone and boerhavin from roots and boerhavinones G and H are two retinoids have been isolated. Lunemarin has shown some in vitro anti-cancer and immunomodulatory and anti-inflammatory properties. Here the leaves of Boerhaavia diffusa for demo and the roots of Boerhaavia diffusa has been shown here in the pictorial diagram. Here you can see the flowers of Boerhaavia diffusa. Now let us see the biological activities of it. It is diuretic, that will increase the urination by either increasing the volume of it or by increasing the filtration. It is hepatoprotective, as I told in earlier classes, like it will be protecting the liver, adaptogenic and anti-diabetic. Biological activities include immunomodulatory effect of it, anti-inflammatory, antifibrinolytic and antioxidant properties also. The traditional uses of Beaurepaire diffusa having anti-inflammatory and expectorant properties, Beaurepaire diffusa or Punarnava is said to be a good cure for AMVAT, which is rheumatoid arthritis. The root acts as an anticonvulsant, analgesic, laxative medication, and it is being used in traditionally. When rubbed in honey, can be locally applied for cataract, chronic conjunctivitis, and blepharitis. Useful for curing heart diseases, anemia, and edema. No side effects have been noted so far. According to Ayurveda, herbs are taken in combination with other herbs to neutralize the toxicity of one herb with the opposing effect of the other, or to enhance the particular effect of one herb with the help of the other. So there is no side effects on use of oral use of Punarnava. Now scientific studies have been done to elucidate out its diuretic activities, hepatoprotective activities. It inhibits the bone resorption. It has anti-stress activity, radioprotective activity, anti-cancer activity, and antifibrinolytic activity has been noted in subclinical and clinical studies. Now we can see the cultivation. Punarnava likes open sunlight and monsoon rain. In coconut gardens, it will grow as a weed. The seedlings of it can be uprooted and planted wherever necessary. Initially, it needs to be irrigated during dry seasons. The rootstock of Punarnava will persist for several years and sprout well during rainy seasons. Matured seeds of it also can be collected and sown in a nursery. Then the seedlings can be transplanted wherever necessary. Now, here are some specific uses of Punarnava root. Root as collyrium, or in Ayurveda it is known as Anjana. Punarnava, when grounded with ghee, can be used in corneal opacity as per Gupta Vaidya Prakash and Sarangadhar Samhita. When it is grounded with honey, it can be used in watering from eye, both texts have mentioned. When it is grounded with tila tela, it can be given in itching in eye as per Gupta Vaidya Prakashika, and Sarangadhar Samhita has mentioned its use in cataract. When Punarnava root is grounded with water or rice flour water, then it can be used in night blindness, and Sarangadhar has kept it mum. Now Kanjika, when it is grounded with kanji, then it can be used in night blindness as per Sarangadhar Samhita, and when it is grounded with milk, it can be used in eye itching in both the texts respectively. Here there are some compound formations. You can see Vaishyaja Ratnavali has mentioned the compound Nayana Sonita Anjana and indicated in Timira, Patala and Puspam. Nutiballava Trela, there it has been indicated in Timira, Patala, Kacha, Naktandha, Arbudam, Divandhya and Linganas. And in the compound preparation called Kanakatela, where Punarnava is a combination, it is used in Chaksu Sula. Taptaraja Tela is used for Netrasula and Timira. And the next Basava Rajyam has mentioned the Karparadya Anjana, which is told to be indicated in Timira, Patala, Kacha and Puspa. And Triphala Gheta, when it is prepared with Punarnava, it can be used in Naktandhya, Nakulandhya, Kandu, Pila, Netrasava, Patala, Timira and Kacha. So this much all about Punarnava for today. Thank you. See you again.